Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Lucid's Tournament, Game 7, where we are playing Helheim. This is turn 43. Let's jump into things. Oh, fuck. It's that point in the game where, your message list is scrollable now. That's when you know the shit has hit the fan. Oy, fadoifa. Alright, so obviously we have a lot to go through. With this many different battles to go through, we will not watch all of them. That would take way too long. But we will watch many of them, or at least ones that I think are interesting. We do some reanimation, do a revive Mound King. Got a battle in Osens. Right, so most of the ones where we get attacked, we probably won't watch. We'll just click on and see where they go, and then the ones where we do the attacking, we'll watch. Okay, so we get attacked by a Harab Seraph. We're actually going to watch this real quick because I want to see what he does. So this is in Osens on one of our forts. He comes in. Okay, so he's just coming in with some air elemental Spamalema. Okay, so he mist forms first to protect himself, which is good. And he air shields. And now he elementals. Okay, the elemental comes in, and it is going to very easily deal with things like the... Actually, yeah, this is kind of amusing. He kind of did exactly the right thing because... So, had he not air shielded or mist formed, then he probably would be getting shot by the surf defenders right now. The air elemental is able to take out each of the phantasmal warriors, right, as they approach, and he's just surviving. More than likely, I will just HP route before anything else happens. Interesting. Yep, and the surfs dying cause an HP route, which is unfortunate because I could potentially, if it weren't for the HP route, the Van here could potentially stand up to the elemental, right? So the elemental pushes him around, but he has magic attacks, right? Multiple magic attacks that if it goes right, he could take care of the elemental, and then I guess it turns into a matter of can he get lucky and take out the Harab Seraph. So there's definitely a route where our PD Van here wins this, but not this particular moment. So interesting. All right, we have searched Sanafe for magic sites, found nothing. We get attacked in Pustinia by just a commander, so we leave a single long dead. He checks. Good job. We are attacked in Pulmania by Area Seraphine and a bunch of Spirehorn warriors, and our trick worked, right? We kind of, this is just below our capital, and last turn we were like, we're probably going to get hit back, so let's preemptively counter raid, right? So we sent out a little battle, or a little battalion of Herdmen, right? And they are all set up. He's got our commander one has bodyguards, and everyone is set on hold and attack. So our Spirehorns are gonna go. Oh, actually, he's blessing first, so they're on hold and attack. Interesting. Up into the air they go. Boom, they come down, and fortunately they land poorly. Immediately get surrounded by Herdmen. Herdmen have very high defense. We talked about this previously, right? That concept of like, Herdmen are a pretty good matchup for Spirehorn Warriors because Spirehorn Warriors do not have very good defensive statistics. It's all on the charge for them. Like, they want to pop you on the charge. If they don't pop you on the charge, it's very easy to pop them in turn. And also, Herdmen having such high defense makes it significantly harder for the Spirehorns to pop them on the charge. So that's very good. Cool. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We get to see Fomoria attacks in Nirn. with their Thrice Horned Boar. Still using the same script, which is personal regeneration, and then something else. It's personal regeneration, something else, and then Strength of Gaia, which does not make sense. Just do Strength of Gaia. Like right here, Strength of Gaia, you get the boost to nature, you get the strength buff, and you get regeneration. Do not cast personal regeneration. Summon Earth Power? Okay, sure, great, fantastic. But do like Strength of Gaia, Summon Earth Power, and then he does Elemental Fortitude, right? Like, okay, but you could instead do Temper Flesh or Iron Skin or something like that, right? You don't need personal regeneration. I'm not sure you really need Elemental Fortitude. The only thing you're really coming up against is Shock right now, you know? And when you cast Elemental Fortitude, all you're getting is Cold 5 and 0 Fire. So anything, like if he were to drop something big Fire in, right? You didn't really defend yourself, and Ring and Cold. It's just I don't get it, right? Like, it seems like a wasted set of castings. So I would definitely go Strength of Gaia, Summon Earth Power, probably Temper Flesh, maybe Iron Skin, and then go. Regardless, though, it's, against 1 PD, so it's kind of irrelevant. He also attacks in Iron Peaks, and we do kind of want to watch this real quick because we get to see, okay, we've got a whole bunch of Numidian warriors. These guys are badasses. Golden spears, hit like trucks, and also these Numidian warriors, very high experience, very cool, right? Very good. His leader is casting some spells, protection from lightning, blessing, right? He's got, didn't have anything on this guy, but this guy is, this guy is pretty dope. The Numidian champions are pretty awesome. They come in, easily destroy this PD, but then I come in and we have a little bit of a bump. So let's see if singular Banjarl with slight equipment can take on all these Numidian warriors. Trick statement. We cast Air Shield. We cast Mist Form. We bless. And that's the trick statement, is we don't have to take on all of those Numidian warriors. We cast Fly. We go up in the air. We come down. And we've got pretty good attack skill because of the Ring of the Warrior, right? So this gives us a morale boost, but it also gives us +5 attack skill, which is fantastic. It allows us to compete with something like a Numidian champion, or more specifically, right, what a Banjarl with the Ring of the Warrior it can do is it can compete with something like a Shi. So like Tirnanog thugs, right? Having high enough attack skill to hit a high enough defense skill, in theory, is going to assist us. And we're not fighting Tirnanog right now, but that's, same type of scenario. Okay, so we have a Frostbrand and a Hoof. We need to kill this Numidian champion before he gets reinforcements. Unfortunately, he's got an undead that we are dealing with. Alright, we immediately hit him with the Frostbrand for 7 damage. That's good. He's regenerating because of the Reinvigoration Regeneration Bless. That's not good. Ooh, and then he just gets popped. And then we get pelted with freaking javelins. And fortunately, our air shield, right, is going to block the vast majority of those. Armies of Fomorier are now routed. And we're going to have to deal with some, but not all. Oof. Oh my goodness. Come in. They hit pretty hard too. When they get us, they hurt. They immediately popped my glamour, immediately popped my mist form. But fortunately, we are able to, probably almost entirely because the loss of stats that they have because they're routing. If it weren't for that, our Vanyara would get murdered. So, but job done, mission accomplished. Made it out without any wounds or anything like that. So very good. All right. We come in, we win in Iron Peaks. Nice. We have Battle in Swande, where we get hit by an Arya Seraphine and some Spirehorn warriors. Okay, we get taken down there. Towers of Heaven, Arya Seraph, Spirehorn warriors get taken down there. In Ard, Arya Seraph get taken down there. That's another air elemental scenario. Ungbeloth, once again. We attack in Saramatia. We'll actually watch this one, see what happens. And he actually came out. So he came out not with everything, but he came out with enough. His Partholonian Sorceress, he's got a, there she is. A Warrior Sorceress here, and about 10 Oirapadas. And what happens, though, is this is a very small, tight-knit group. Very few targets. Our Hellherdings are on the move. And they're going to start doing some Horde of Skeletons. The Partholonian Sorceress is. And that's a lot of Thunderstrikes. When they're the only targets, right? It's one thing when you have a whole bunch of skeletons and everything else, but when the only targets presented are your Oirapadas and your casters, well, they're getting Thunderstruck. So the Thunderstrike comes down and it kills several of the Oirapadas outright. It kills the Partholonian Sorceress outright. It stuns about half the remaining Oirapadas, and then we actually zap a couple of our own Hellherdings there. Oh goodness. So we've got we lose 3 Hellherdings to our own hubris there. To our own fucking Thunderstrikes. But we do pick up the Partholonian Sorceress's Skullstaff. Okay, so if we're thinking about what he had left, he sent out half of the Oirapadas that he had left. A little more than half, actually. So he's got very few Oirapadas left. He sent out the lone Warrior Sorceress that he had left. No more of that. He sent out the lone Partholonian Sorceress that he had. No more of that. I think she's a hero anyway, so wouldn't be any more of that anyways. He's got the Witch King. He's got his white mages, his god, right? He's got a few of the Oirapadas, and I would assume that he is summoning chaff, right? So that's about all that he's going to have. This could be the end. Fingers crossed. Okay, Saramatia done. We get attacked in Titan's Breath Peaks by actually a decently sized force. I was hopeful in Titan's Breath because we had our Jade Sorceress here with the Yetis, and we remember last turn, I don't know if I went over it, but last turn I set her to have, let's just watch. I set her to have bodyguards, and I set her to cast, what was it? To cast Protection from Cold, right? So that she wouldn't just get super fatigued out. And then she's gonna Moss Body, and I was hopeful, right, that if a group of Spirehorns came in, it would only be a group of like maybe 10, and we could beat it through the power of the Yeti, because it's hard for them to pop a Yeti in a single turn, or if it was an Arya Seraph or something like that, and they came in with an Air Elemental, right, maybe just the combined amount would be able to deal with it. Unfortunately, they came in with Air Elementals and they came in with quite a few Spirehorn warriors. So Air Elemental comes in, starts to push us around, and we can see where I was thinking, right? If it's just a single Air Elemental, then maybe we would be okay, right? Although the Air Elemental comes in and one turn pops. I think. Ooh, yeah, I clicked the wrong button. Sorry. Yeah, Jade Sorceress gets hit, comes in, right? Cast protection from roll or cold, cast Moss Body, misses the Air Elemental, attack roll of 13 versus defense roll of 21. And then the Air Elemental tramples the Jade Sorceress for 17 points of damage. Holy fuck. That's a lot of trample damage, if you were not aware. That's a lot of trample damage. And then we just get so many Spirehorn warriors, right? But we can see the Yetis don't insta die from the Spirehorn. So I think we honestly had a chance there. I think if it had just been an Air Elemental, we might like an Area Seraph with an Air Elemental, we might have been okay. If it had just been 10 Spirehorns, we might have been okay. But we got 35 Spirehorns and an Air Elemental. Couldn't do that one. Alright, we attack in Curse Lands with Bernard the Brave and his Pikeneers, and we succeed there. We're attacked in Phalacia by the Khan, another set of mercenaries, and we lose that. We are attacked in Menace, we lose that. We are attacked in Ormond, and we actually win this one. I can't remember if... So he comes in, and he does... he's doing a water elemental. That's why. I bet. Air shield. Oh, he's doing an ice elemental. Oh, it's a lesser even. So yeah, he's just not gonna be able to overpower us with that. He doesn't even overpower the heavy cap. Ice elementals unfortunately just aren't that good. So yeah. Ooh, bad. We are attacked in Guirith for another 21 Spirehorns. We go down. And then we have a bunch of our attacks, right? We attack in Ancient Woods with a Van Jarl, and we succeed there. We attack in Sotera with a Van here and some Hell Herdings. We win there. Aldgald, we go in with a bunch of Long Dead. We win there. Yellow Mountains, we win there with the Air Elemental, or what are they? They're the Sylphs, rather. We're attacked in Pergami. We lose to decent size amount of Spirehorns. We attack in Miradon. We win there. We see Fomoria attack in Yieldmire and win. Let's watch and see if they have anything particular. Okay, so he's just got the Fomorian Giants, which are big boys. He's got the Fomorian King with nothing really. Got a Fomorian Druid with nothing really. See if they do anything. Protection from lightning. Simple blessings. Okay, great. Blessings. Sermon of Courage. Liquid Body. Lightning Bolt. Horde of Skeletons. So these guys are just set on Guard Commander, basically. So this was a pretty heavy investment for a single raid. They sent in 2 air elementals. I mean, it's fine, whatever. They succeeded. Cool. We are attacked in Laria, and we lose barely. We attack in Royal Forest. We win. We see an event in Spring Grove. We gain some unrest. We have Obtained air gems in Zimria. We've got a battle in Y Spring Grove where we lose to a bunch of villains. We're under siege in Osens. The fortification in Saramatia is breached, and we've started to destroy Aldgold. Okay, what are we doing this turn? It's a big raiding party. It's like dealing with a Helheim, or a Kalem, or a Tirnanog, or any other elfing nation, or any other nation with massive map move. This is how it be. The turns are probably going to be like this for a very long time. So, what are we doing? We're hitting the key to this type of scenario is making sure that you counter raid effectively, and that you continue to raid him effectively. So, every place that he has hit us, right, we are hitting back at. We're moving into Laria, into Ungbaloth, into Ard, into Towers of Heaven, into Menace. We're moving into Osens. We're going to move back into Titan's Breath, into Pergami. And we're going to be raiding more locations of his. We're hitting into Roca and Agraria. We're hitting Swande. We're hitting Falacia again. We're hitting Guerith again. We're actually going to move our forces, our two, and bear in mind, we're going to lose these two groups of undead are going to die. Absolutely guaranteed they are going to die. However, right, he's going to have to dedicate something to dealing with them. They're too large for just a group of, 10 Spirehorn warriors or one air elemental caster. They need more than just that. So, this is just drawing his focus, just drawing his attention. And we're going to jump from Aldgold onto Marverni. Part of the other important thing about raiding like this is taking down locations where a person is producing, right? And actually, I need to make some adjustments because I'm not protecting my my locations like I should be. So we want to hit those locations and test his defenses and make it to where he has to. In fact, I'm going to go for Agraria. So that's part of what we're doing, right? We're hitting all of the different places that he hit us, counter raiding all of those back. Hitting more locations for him, threatening his fortresses, rinse and repeat. And if it was just me versus Kalem, it would be one thing, right? It would be interesting to see who would win. If it was the size that Kalem currently is versus the size that I currently am, Kalem would probably win. But because it is, in effect, a 3v1, Kalem versus Femoria Helheim, and Tirnanog. He's got his resources all over the place, right? Which means anything that he loses, anything that is taken from him, anything that is threatened, anything that complicates those resource chains, is going to harm him. You might notice, right, like he hit us in a lot of different locations this turn, but most of our core is intact, right? Now, granted, most of his core is intact too, but his core is quite a ways away from where the majority of the action is happening. Well, I say it's quite a ways away. It's right here. But you also gotta know, Fomoria's in his cap circle. I think Tirnanog is too, actually. Yeah, I don't remember where, though. But that is not to say that this just went flawlessly for us. We did not have very much money this turn. We only had about 800 gold, which isn't far off of what our income normally would be at this point. We're actually a little under 1,000 for our normal income at this point. So it wasn't a huge amount lost, but it's noticeable. So we've gotta focus on what we can do about that. We've got a lot of Jarls moving around, counter-rating. This is going to be a good effect. And we're not going to go over every single one of these because that's going to happen on the next turn when we go through all of the little battles, right? So we're going to see how each of these goes. Other big news that we are doing this turn. We are sending King 5 with a stack to Aldgold. So I anticipate him counterattacking into Aldgold with something. King 5 is probably going to be obliterated. He's only got 76 undead. However, again, he's a summon unit. He's 15 death gems worth of gems. Okay, if I lose that, whatever, right? But if he doesn't do a big counterattack on Aldgold, then I might be able to actually threaten, like actually put under control Aldgold and Marverni pretty rapidly. So we're going to see how that goes. We're also... we're doing Frostbrand Ring... okay, so we're doing a Ring of Regeneration. And I think that's the only other special thing that... Oh, and a Dragon Helmet, because we are putting together a set of gear specifically for... next turn, we will have Blood 6. Blood 6... Immediately, we are going to turn around with our Frostfather and cast Bind Ice Devil. So, hopefully that is going to be a thing. And actually, I think I want to pull 2 people, at least 2 people, and I want to go start blood hunting. So we're going to head to Tiny Willow. There's the chance that he hits us in Tiny Willow, so if he does, whatever. But yeah, so we're going to go to Tiny Willow and see if we can't do a little bit of blood hunting, because we're using, we're forging, right? We're actually not going to be able to do Ice Devil if we don't also blood hunt. So we need to do that. And I don't think we need all of the troops in Sarmatia. So we are storming the castle in Sarmatia this turn. You may notice we've got a couple of little units. We've got our Jarls. Ooh, they both picked up... No, they didn't pick up. I made Black Steel helmets. I was like, they both picked up Black Steel helmets. Interesting. No, they just had Black Steel helmets. So the Jarl 17 and Jarl 20 are going to hit some locations. Sure they have the correct script. Mistform, Blessing, Flight, yeah. And then Hearst 22 and Hearst 24 are going to hit some locations, and then everyone else, except for those 2 that I am sending to Tiny Willow, are going to be storming Sarmatia. This should be the death knell for Sarmatia. They have sub 20 units now, aside from whatever they have summoned through ritual casting. We still have a decently sized army here that is going to be attacking. It should work out okay. Another thing that I wanted to note is in Orman and in Srimklever, we are entering the sites there to summon ghouls. We are getting 3 ghouls per turn out of Srimklever. We're getting 5. I did not realize that the Flesh Eater's Isle produced so many. We're getting 5 a turn out of Flesh Eater's Isle. That's pretty good. We definitely want to try to keep that on tap, because, I mean, 50 ghouls in the course of 10 turns is well worth a Hellcarl just sitting there. Like, that's pretty nice. Ghouls aren't fantastic, obviously, right? But it's free chaff, and the paralyzing poison on their claws can actually be pretty dangerous in some situations. So that's pretty interesting. Hopefully it doesn't get raided away from us immediately. Is there anything else that's really happening that's crazy interesting? I don't think so. I think other than that, we are finishing Blood 6, and then we're going to take a quick pop into Alteration 4, primarily for things like Liquid Body on our Ice Devils. because that's going to be an important buff for them. Then we're probably going to run up some Thaumaturgy just because it can be somewhat useful for us. We have a couple of different options for Thaumaturgy. Specifically, what was I looking for? I don't remember what I was looking for, but it was something. If I change that later, I'll mention it. Anyways, that's what we're doing there, and I think that is about it for the turn. I need to do some minor work, right? With something like need to do some minor work with something like an individual, because again, we want to protect our resource locations. So we want to do something like Guard Commander, and we want to cast spells and do something like Blessing, and then maybe something like something like that, and then maybe like a lesser air elemental. And these are going to be set to hold an attack closest. And yes, then we will patrol. Can't really do anything in Osens. Over in Dead Forest, we're not going to worry about anything this turn, right? He can hit us in Dead Forest with something like the units from Pergami, but it's not unlikely. It's just if he does, he does. Whatever. I think it's important that we defend the capital, though. So I need to probably pull off one of these Hellcarls. Instead of doing reanimation, we will do Guard Commander, hold an attack, and we're gonna cast spells, Blessing, Blessing, probably Blessing. And then we will patrol province. So, because we don't want him to get frisky and put something on our cap. And he can definitely, with a unit of like 30 Spire Horns, he can definitely kill the province defense that we have there. But if we throw out, an odd number of Hell Heritings, that's the Spirehorn warriors aren't gonna do shit against that. So, okay, that is gonna be it for the turn. Whole lot of stuff happening, and all the while we got to keep in mind, remember, right? That Abyssia is causing problems and threatening a throne rush. We got to keep eyes on Dopharos, and we got to keep eyes on Yellow Caves. In fact, I'm actually going to bring the scout back this way, since Calum has kind of cut off my vision radius over here to Yellow Caves. I need to put a scout over there. All right, that's going to be it for the turn. Thanks for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody. Yeah, we're losing those contracts. It is what it is.